Hello everybody, this is the Love Yourself Guru and welcome to the Love Yourself TV and welcome to today's episode. It's actually part 2 of the 3-part series that we're doing on living in a state of prosperity, wealth and abundance. And if you remember in the last episode, we discussed what prosperity, wealth and abundance was, the opposite of prosperity, wealth and abundance, and the 4 types of prosperity and wealth. Now in part 2 today, we're going to be discussing the 4 laws of abundance and the 7-step process of prosperity, wealth and abundance, God willing. So let's begin. Okay, so let's go to the 4 laws of abundance. So the first law of abundance is to recognize that our Creator, God Almighty's abundance is limitless, and limitless actually means limitless or endless in space, extent or size, impossible to measure or calculate. Now this is really, really important if you want to live in a state of wealth and prosperity and abundance, is just to realize that everything that you have been given, everything that I've been given, everything that any single one of us has been given is been given to us from our Creator. Okay, and our Creator's wealth and abundance and prosperity is limitless. There's nothing impossible for our Creator. Everything is possible. And just imagine looking at yourself from outside the world and just looking down and seeing how much abundance and prosperity and wealth there is. So that's the first thing to recognize, how limitless our Creator's prosperity, wealth and abundance is. And the second thing to realize is that the only limits that we have are the limits that we have created or that we choose to believe. So for instance, if you believe in limits, that's what you'll see. If you believe in impossible, that's what you see. But if you believe in limitless, that's what, God willing, you'll be in that state. You'll see that. You'll feel it and you'll see that. And if you believe that everything is possible with your Creator, everything, God willing, then that's what you'll see. That's what you'll feel and that's what you'll see. So the first thing is, like I say, is to be in a limitless state and start to really acknowledge and see all the abundance that surrounds you. Just look at the sky. Look at the sky and look how limitless it is. Go to the beach and look at the sea. It's limitless. Look at all the leaves on the trees. Look at all the ants. Look at all the insects. Everything is limitless. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God's creation is, honestly, it's actually limitless. Everything in this world that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God has created, is limitless. So that's the first thing. The second is to give what you want to receive. Okay? So you start small. So let me make it simple for you. If you want to love, if you want to be loved, you need to love. If you want if you want people to respect you, you need to respect humanity. You need to respect people. Now, when it comes to wealth, if you want wealth, first of all, you have to feel wealthy. You have to feel abundant. You have to feel prosperous. But second of all, you need to actually start to help others acquire wealth in their lives. God willing, if you want to enter it, let it enter into your life, because everything you give always comes back. So it could start off with, for instance, your friend wants to open up a business and you're helping her out him out with some ideas. And you really genuinely, your heart, you really want him or her to really, really, really succeed. For instance, you could, for instance, help somebody out with a date, just give a few dates, whatever you can, increase people's wealth, either with service or physically, and it could be as small as a date. Whatever you give, God willing, you always get back. And it's really about always being in a state of service. Is how can I, the people that walk into my life, God willing, how can I help them? How can I be a service to bring wealth and prosperity and abundance in their life? And it could be that you just, every time they're with you, they walk away happier than when they first came. That could be that. It could be, for instance, helping them out with something small. It could be helping them out with idea, but actually bringing wealth and prosperity and abundance into life. It could be it just could be your energy. It literally could be your energy, because you're in that state. You know, like for instance, when you see people and they've got such negative energy that you actually leave and you want to sleep for about 10 hours and you just feel so tired and you feel so negative. Well, that's because they're obviously in a really, even though they may have a lot, they're obviously in a very poor, like poverty state inside of them. But you could, for instance, you could be in a very high vibration and feel wealthy and abundant, and just when somebody's with you, they just feel that high, and they feel that wealth and abundance, prosperity. It's because you're sending it to them. So give. The second one is to give what you want to receive. And if you want, God willing, if you want wealth, find ways to give others wealth, either with your presence, either with your ideas, either with your help, with your service, or materially. And it could be, like I said, as small as a date. The next one is to let go of the outcome. And this is really basically, I found a lot, I felt so much wealth and prosperity with this one. Wealth, prosperity and abundance really, honestly, put me on a really high state, thank God a billion times. It's basically, I decided to do what I love. I decided to do what I love, to spend my life, do what I love. My life is very precious, just like your life is very precious. And I decided to do what I love. Okay, do what I love, thank God a billion times, and focus on the process and be consistent in the process. And even in times where, you know, I think to myself, okay, should I not stay consistent? I stick to it, and I'm consistent, and I let go of the outcome. Then once you let go of the outcome, when you stick to what you're doing in the process, and you're consistent and being consistent, because sometimes your mind will try to let you not be consistent. You're consistent and being consistent, then the outcome, God willing, miracles happen. And the outcomes will reflect your consistency and and the way you're consistent and being consistent, and the way you focus on the process. You love what you're doing. It will reflect those things, and 100 times more, God willing. That being in that kind of state will take you places, God willing, amazing places, honestly, amazing places. So that's the third one, is letting go of the outcome, focusing on the process and consistency, and it will just unravel beautifully, God willing. And the next thing is your why. So let's say, for instance, you want to be in a prosperous, wealthy and abundant state. You want to live in that state. Well, we've already discussed it. If you want to live in your state, you can live in it now. It's not about your external world, it's how you feel. But why? I want to know, why do you want to live in that abundant, prosperous and wealthy state? Why? What's your why? And if your why is because, for instance, you want to be better than other people, or maybe, for instance, you want to show off, or maybe, you know, you want to prove yourself, you're not going to be on the state, you're not going to be on the vibration of wealth, abundance and prosperity. You may look like you're on it from the outside, but from the inside, you're not really vibrating there. Your why, if you really want to be, God willing, in a state of prosperous wealth and abundance, your why should always be, God willing, to love and to spread happiness and love to yourself and to humanity. Once love is in the equation, and you want to spread love and happiness to You want it in your life and into the whole of humanity's life. That means that, God willing, you want to be of service to your Creator and emit happiness and love out into the world. And that's why you want to be in a state of wealth, prosperity and abundance, because you want to feel this happiness, you want to feel this love, and you want everybody that comes into your life to feel that. Well, then, God willing, the results will just be miraculous, when they will unfold absolutely beautifully, when and how our Creator wants them to unfold. But really focusing on your why and making your why as pure as possible. God willing, God willing. So the second thing, remember we said we're going to talk about two things this video. The second thing is the 7-step process of prosperity, the 7-step process of prosperity, wealth and abundance. And now the 7 steps, I've always talked about them in the business, we're just going to go over them quickly. Beliefs, intentions, thoughts, emotions, behaviors, words, reality. These 7 things, God willing, create your whole life. And they all, so the last one was reality, yes, goes back to your beliefs, yes. So your beliefs they mold your intentions mold your thoughts create your emotions create your behaviors and words really come together, and then it's your reality. So it goes back to your beliefs. Now, do you believe, God willing, do you believe that you live in a limitless, abundant world? Do you believe, God willing, that everything is possible with your Creator, and that, God willing, if you put the hard work in and if you're consistent and you do what you love, yes, and you have a good intention, God willing, to spread love and peace and happiness for yourself and for the world, God willing, do you believe that abundance, wealth and prosperity is possible? Do you believe that you deserve it? Do you believe that so these are all beliefs that you really need to question and really have positive, high vibrating, beautiful beliefs. Like, really, honestly, if your beliefs are limited, change them to being limitless. Really work on just, you know what, those beliefs, they're not working for me. I'm going to change them, God willing. I'm going to change them. I'm going to believe this. So for instance, my belief was, I changed my beliefs that everything is possible with my Creator. Everything is, but you know how many times people have said to me in my life, that's not possible. And I thought, well, you know what? I thank God a billion times. The first thing is I'm asking my Creator, and I was with my Creator. Nothing is impossible. And second of all, God willing, please God, if God gives me this strength, I'm going to do what I love, and I'm going to be consistent. And with that, and I'm going to be consistent in being consistent. And with that, God willing, I believe that everything is possible. I live in a world of possibilities. I don't live in a world of impossibilities. Everything is possible, thank God a billion times. And God's grace and God's abundance is limitless. And I'm going to accept, God willing, and receive it with joy and happiness and gratitude. So those are the beliefs that I really, really worked on. And once I got those beliefs sorted out, I defined what limiting beliefs I had, made them into limitless beliefs, yes, then my intentions followed, my thoughts followed, because if you have negative beliefs, your intentions, sometimes you might not even know that you're making intention, but your thoughts will definitely be negative, will definitely create negative emotions, negative behaviors. You'll start to use negative words, and your reality will just reflect that. But if you have wonderful, limitless beliefs, God willing, of possibility, everything's possible, and you have really pure, beautiful intentions, your why is spread love and happiness and joy to yourself and to humanity, and then your thoughts will be beautiful and positive. They'll reflect that. Your emotions will reflect your thoughts, really positive, and so will your behavior, and so will the words. You'll start realizing, once you get your beliefs in order, you start realizing that your words that you're using, you're going to start using more positive words, that your words always reflect your inner state, So if you want to know what your inner state is, and you want to know what your beliefs are, your subconscious beliefs are, check out your words. What words are you using? And then, God willing, your reality will always reflect that. So we finished the video. So this is part 2, episode 2 of, God willing, living in a state of prosperity, abundance, and wealth, or prosperity, wealth, and abundance. If you didn't watch episode 1, part 1, it's a bit longer than this, it's about 20 minutes, but honestly, it's really, really good. I would advise you to watch that. Kindly click on the subscribe button if you like my channel, and kindly click on the like button, and I love you loads, and I wish you, God willing, a life full of abundance and joy and prosperity. And in the next episode, it's the last episode in this series of prosperity, wealth, and abundance. And in the last episode, I'm just getting it on my pad, we're going to be discussing the things that block or take away prosperity, wealth, and abundance, and the things that increase prosperity, wealth, and abundance. So I will see you then.